Why, hello everybody, it is Kyle from Unboxed Autos, and today I'm very excited to bring to you guys the 2022 Rolls Royce Cullinan here in this beautiful bespoke Jubilee silver exterior paint color. Now, the Rolls Royce Cullinan is their first ever SUV, and it's been a huge success. It's actually their best selling vehicle. And that's really, due to its practical nature. This is not so much the vehicle to be driven in, as much as it is, one to have with the family. Maybe you're going to Malibu for the weekend, or you're going up to Lake Tahoe. Everything that you do in the Cullinan is meant to be effortless. And of course, that is the case with other Rolls-Royce vehicles. Effortless is really the word that we're going for here. And that really is so true of the Cullinan. This is the go anywhere, do anything Rolls-Royce, and that's what makes it so incredibly popular. Now, the front stance of this vehicle, you can just see it is very large. We have a V12 twin turbo under the hood, which we'll get more into later. But just as you can see, beautiful Spirit of Ecstasy sitting up here. We have gone with the black grille here for this particular model. Now again, this being Rolls-Royce, everything is bespoke, so you really design whatever your heart desires. Now, this is the non-black badge model. There's also a black badge model, which is meant to be a little sportier. They've done a few things to tune it, added a little bit of power, but this is really the effortless, comfortable as possible Rolls-Royce right here. Now, as you guys can see, we have the signature Cullinan headlamps. These are actually laser headlamps, and they can follow the road, of course, as you turn the wheel. And they're really neat too. Just if you come up here and you look in at the design, you can see the different LED bulbs, Rolls-Royce emblem right in there. This is the daytime LED running light outlines here, right there nicely. And I like some of the black features. I like the black grille, and again, you can get this in silver, whatever you want. You can even now get the Spirit of Ecstasy in black if you want to. So before they never did that, they went ahead and said, we'll really customize it to whatever the client wants and desires. Now, as we come around here to the side, we will notice these very large 22-inch Rolls-Royce wheels. As with all Rolls-Royce vehicles, this is a center-weighted hub, so even as the wheel is rolling down the road, this is always going to stay, flat and center right here, which is pretty cool. We have the Magic Carpet Ride system sitting on the air suspension, so it can read the road and make, obviously, minute, even second-by-second adjustments to the road, millisecond adjustments, as it reads the road, and it really does give you the best ride quality as possible. So there's a lot of technology that went into making this, one of the most comfortable cars on the road, and they've done it for a reason. Everything, again, that you do in the Cullinan, they want to be effortless and as comfortable as possible, and that's very apparent here in this large SUV. Now, of course, cool signature feature would be how the doors open. So these, have been called suicide doors before, but really what it is a really beautiful coach door. And as you can see, it really makes for quite a nice look when they're both open. Now, we actually can, these are all auto close, so you can just hold the little button right here down. It's touch sensitive, and it actually closes the door. Same for the rear. But what this type of door arrangement allows us to do is get into the back very easily, and then get out also very easily, just like that. Super convenient. Of course, as with the Rolls-Royce models, we have the umbrella in the door. Now, actually, cool enough, they're in this right here where the umbrella goes, actually a little bit of heat goes in there, so after it's raining, the umbrella's wet, and it actually will go ahead, there's a drain in there as well, so the door doesn't get full of water, so it will dry off the umbrella as it sits in there, which is just, a cool little feature. Now, another cool thing about this vehicle is in the rear, how the rear opens. So we go ahead, pop the trunk. There is actually a nice little tailgate here as well. Now you can get the rear seating package here. So you know, if you're at the stables, you want to watch the horse races, you can get your chairs out here with a little tray table, and that actually slides out here and opens up. You know, it takes up a fair amount of space in the back, so you have to decide that's something you want or not, sacrifice that space. But all of them get this 2-mode lift gate, which is cool. Plenty of room for golf clubs, humongous rear end, rear trunk space here, if you will, boot. Tremendous amount of space, great for traveling with the family. Plenty of space for that. And of course, as we close it up, it closes there nicely. We have here, again, signature Rolls Royce tail lamps. Very, very quiet, very subdued. And we have the Rolls Royce emblem right below the LED blinker, which is right here in the center. Now, this car is very large, and as you can see, just from just how big this car is, this is a tremendously long vehicle. We have tons of space in the rear and the trunk, front, and of course that long hood which houses the 12-cylinder engine is going to take up a lot of space. But it's a really vehicle that offers a lot of presence on the road, and no one is going to mistake this for anything other than a Rolls Royce. Now, as we come around to the front, I'm going to come here now. I'm going to pop the hood, and I'm going to show you guys under the hood, and you can see just what exactly the 12-cylinder engine looks like. Now, another cool thing to note is that the doors all are actually operated with special hinges, so they can actually stop at any point along the way. Now you can see right in there, we have the twin turbo signature V12, 6.75 liter V12. It is made in Goodwood, England, and there's really nothing quite like this powertrain. It is going to be sad to see it go, as Rolls-Royce does, you know, move to an all-electric future like all the car companies are doing now. But you're looking at 563 horsepower and 627 foot-pounds of torque at just 1,600 RPMs, which can get this near 6,000-pound vehicle from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 4.5 seconds. So that is that's very impressive indeed, and you know, it really is effortless to drive on the road. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle, always all-wheel drive, and really feels, you know, more nimble than the size would let on because of all the technology that has went into making this vehicle. Now, we're gonna go ahead and check out the back seat and kind of give you an overview back there of what it would be like to be chauffeured in a Cullinan. So, you know, you just get in after having a nice relaxing dinner, you have your driver ready to go, and, you know, thankfully, again, auto close, there's a button up here. Door closes itself, obviously. We look up, we see the beautiful shooting star headliner. It's kind of difficult to see it right now because it's, you know, obviously daytime. It looks incredible at night, and it's actually fiber optics cables up in the ceiling here, which give it this incredibly unique look. There's really nothing quite like sitting in the interior of a Cullinan. Just every inch of the vehicle is covered in incredibly crafted leather like you've never seen before. The fit and finish across the entire interior, how they've done it all by hand, is incredible. It's such a pleasure just to sit inside and feel the quality. This particular vehicle also is equipped here with the optional rear seat package, so we can do communications, we can look at the vehicle on the road, we can control audio, everything. We can look at, you know, navigation. We can look at the map from back here. So a nice little system to use there when you're in the back and you want to, you know, maybe enter a destination for your driver, what have you. Not a problem whatsoever. Of course, in the rear seat, it's heated back here on this particular model. And yeah, it's just a really nice place to spend time. And whether you want to be chauffeured or drive it yourself, or you're hauling the family around, it will be in supreme comfort in the Cullinan. All right, guys, you know, you get in your Cullinan after a long, hard day closing those deals, and you get inside, and the door, I mean, they're pretty far away. In all honesty, it truly is kind of far away. So don't worry, we have it in the front as well. You just hold this button right here, and ta-da. As soon as that door closes, you hear absolutely nothing on the outside. This is the quietest vehicle I've ever been in my entire life. There is still nothing that is as quiet as sitting inside any Rolls Royce vehicle. That's due to the dual laminated glass, the incredible soundproofing in the doors, and everything that they've done to separate the engine and isolate it from the cabin. You do not hear this engine. You never hear this engine. You can be accelerating briskly, you don't hear it. You also never feel it because of how they have mounted the engine and the amount of engineering and precision that's went through to make this car feel as effortless, again, in all aspects as possible. That's why we don't hear anything when we're inside, and we don't feel anything when we're inside, because it is that well engineered. Now, this particular interior, we've gone for a very understated look, if I will be as kind as that. Now, again, you can get anything you want in here. You can have this two-tone, whatever, any color on the spectrum of all colors. You can tell them, I want this color. You can find it on the color wheel, and they will create it for you. Now, there are, of course, several is really an understatement. There are a ton of different material options for the dashboard. You can get it, again, completely customized to whatever you want right here. And it really is incredible, the level of customization. I just can't speak to it enough. That Rolls-Royce has even started doing more in recent years. There's their new coach building. So if you want a special looking vehicle, they're even going to go ahead and make that for you. So really, whatever you want. This, again, understated model with Jubilee silver on the exterior, the gray interior with this two-tone gray color there. Now, the door handles right here are this nice metal. We have this backlit here as well. Looks good. We have the Rolls-Royce monogram in the door panel. We have the audio system, the two speakers right here. This is not the premium bespoke Rolls-Royce audio system. There is an additional upgrade for that one. And then the door handle, if you want to kind of close it manually, that's right here, actually sort of seamlessly integrated into the door panel itself. Now, one thing that I do particularly love are all the metal controls that are on the interior of this vehicle. Looking down here, it's soft. It's not low, it's soft. There's another one, medium, high, and then of course max is as far as it will go. But I like the naming there. It's very appropriately Rolls-Royce. It's simply soft, medium, high, and max. So I think that's always a cool thing. Now, we also have these digital gauges. I think this unfortunately takes away a little bit of the unique Rolls-Royce experience. I wish that these were still good old-fashioned analog gauges. There's a little more of a craftsmanship, obviously, that goes into making analog gauges versus digital. They're a nice digital gauge, very crisp, clear, and clean, but still, just not quite the same as having that good old-fashioned analog gauge. Now, here are the air vents, all metal, really cool how they move, very high quality. You can close the air vent by pressing that in, of course open it by pulling it out. We have the door controls for passenger up front and driver right here. You just hold those down to close the door. But I just want to, again, talk about the quality and craftsmanship here with the stitching, all hand done. It's absolutely incredible. We have night vision on this particular model right here. All of our different lighting controls, all unique to Rolls-Royce. No borrowed parts or anything like that here that you'll ever see. We have the very large Rolls-Royce steering wheel. It's diameter very large, and I like it. It's very fitting for such a vehicle. Very simple. We have distance guided cruise controls right here. Speed for that, audio controls, then of course voice command, and we have the iDrive system here, which I'll go into in just a moment. We have it controlled by this controller down here, which has the Spirit of Ecstasy on it, which I always love how Rolls-Royce does that. It's very pretty and unique to Rolls-Royce. Now, it's controlled, it's a menu-driven system. It's not bad. It's easy to find all your destinations, and it does provide all the information that you need, but it's not cutting edge. And I'm looking forward to seeing the next generation of interior technology in Rolls-Royce, which we'll be looking forward to. For now, it gets the job done, but it's not going to blow you away like the rest of the car does. Now, a unique thing to Rolls-Royce is how we have these two different levels here. So if we want the footwell to be a little warmer, we can do that. Cooler, we go like that. You know, if we want the upper area to be warmer or cooler, we can adjust it with this dial right here. We have heated and cooled seats and a heated steering wheel as well. So now we're going to go ahead and drive this near 6,000 pound vehicle and kind of tell you a little bit about how it drives. Now, the other cool thing are the different camera view systems. They work really well. And as you can see here, easy to take this turn right here, not a problem. And as we drive off and increase speed to above 12 miles per hour, that's going to go ahead and go away after it's on a little timer as well. So inside you hear nothing, and you really hardly feel the road, thanks to what Rolls Royce again calls their magic carpet ride, that uses cameras to read the road and adjust accordingly to their dual wishbone suspension. Now, the other thing is that this transmission in this vehicle is actually aided by the GPS in the car and using elevation. So that it knows where the car is at all times, and then it will adjust accordingly. So if you're going up a big hill, it will not change your gears, so that, you know, when you're going up the hill, it would have to change gears and perhaps cause somewhat of a disruption in the cabin. So in this vehicle, what we go ahead and do is it actually takes the that data, and then it tells the car to stay in perhaps, fourth gear instead of shifting to fifth, so that as you're going up the hill, it has no need to shift gears. So that's a really neat feature. Now, as Rolls-Royce calls it, the power reserve instead of a tachometer. So it's at 100% when your foot is off the gas, and as you increase power from the gas pedal, it will show how much power is being applied and used up in that, if you will call it, a tank of power. So that's a neat Rolls-Royce feature. That's how it's always been. It's a very classic point of driving their vehicles. Now, it's very quiet on the inside and comfortable, of course. Now, the other thing is it is somewhat, for the size of the car, somewhat nimble. Now, it does give you more, it whisks you. I like to say it kind of whisks you along. If you're driving perhaps, a Lamborghini Urus or a Bentley Bentayga S, that car is very driver orientated, where this car is maximum comfort orientated. So this is going to be the most comfortable, not to mention the largest vehicle that you're going to be able to take, that would be great for families, great for road trips or long drives. And that doesn't mean, though, that we're going to be sacrificing on speed. Okay, 0 to 60 time is around 4.4 seconds. We do have all 12 cylinders on call when we need to use them, so not a problem. I can't feel the engine. I cannot feel the engine making any type of movement. Hardly heard it. I was at maximum power, and we went from 0 to 70 miles an hour to keep up with traffic, and what felt like around 7-8 seconds at the absolute most. But it's incredible with the all-wheel drive system, the suspension, how they have it set up. It is just unlike anything else to drive or be driven in, and it really is one of my favorite cars to drive. Just kind of looking up across the dashboard here, looking beyond the dashboard, we see the long hood with the 12-cylinder engine under it, along with the Spirit of Ecstasy sitting front and center. And it's just such a great symbol for the Rolls-Royce brand. It is just always a pleasure to drive one of these vehicles and all the history that sits behind the Rolls-Royce brand. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. I hope that you've enjoyed my story review here on the Cullinan. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Kyle from Unboxed Autos.